All right, so Mike, what is your top 5 for the 2022 NFL draft for defensive ends?
So this one was so tight. I'm gonna give y'all like a bonus one, right? Jermaine Johnson, Florida State, is like quote unquote 6. He just is outside, but he has all the pass rusher skills in the world. Sets the edge very well in the run game. I think he's a guy that is going to be drafted like maybe second round. That they're like, why is this guy drafted in the second round? He should be a first round kind of pick as he develops. So that's kind of like my number 6 or like honorable mention type guy. Kingsley. This number 5, it's hard to pronounce his name. Kingsley Inaugurate. I'm super excited to see this guy in a 4-3 set. Sets the run edge very well. And I think a lot of times, and we've talked about it before, sometimes sacks are overrated stat, but he definitely creates pressure. He definitely sets the edge very well and allows people around him to make plays. So that's kind of my number 5 prospect, and I think he'll be somebody that next year can start right away. Everybody else I'm naming, I think, can start right away, right? Number 4 is Drake Jackson, right? USC edge defender. Dude's a solid athlete. He had a few injuries a little bit earlier on, but his pass rushing prowess, he might be one of the most flexible pass rushers in this draft. And that's saying something because this is a very good draft if you need a pass rusher. So I think he's a guy that can play 4-3 defensive end. He's a guy that can play 3-4 outside linebacker. But I like him a lot. That's a guy, like, the more tape I watched on him, I think he has he has unlimited potential. He doesn't have everything together quite yet, but he's somebody that you can see in a year or two absolutely becoming a Pro Bowler, right? My number 3, and we were just referencing Michigan. They have an embarrassment of riches on their defense. Their defense is extremely loaded, right? And this is a guy that if anybody at the beginning of the year said, "Oh yeah, I see this guy becoming a player," they were lying to you. But David Ajobi, rather, their other defensive end, right? Not the Aiden Hutchinson one, but the other one. He's at like 10 sacks for the year. Athletic freak. He has a nose for the ball as well, and I think him playing off of Aiden Hutchinson is a huge thing, right? So I think I like him a lot. That's a guy that everybody I've named so far I would happily have on the Broncos. But I think that's going to be a guy that somebody gets right away, and he's going to be a dog, right? And then my number 2, right? This was a toss up because I think either one of these guys. I think these guys that we're naming here could go top 2 in the draft. Okay. But my number 2 is Aiden Hutchinson, and it's like literally by a coin flip. Does that make sense? Like literally a coin flip. I mean,
you can't call it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, but Aiden Hutchinson absolutely dominating this year. If you watch any game of Michigan football, he sticks out. You know, there's prospects that you'll have like, oh, this guy is so great, and then like you're watching the whole game and he disappears. That is not Aiden Hutchinson. If you watch Michigan play and you watch their play defense for like 5 plays or more, he's always in somebody's backfield. He's always stopping the run, and quarterbacks absolutely hate him. I guarantee it, right? And then my number 1, he's been like the number 1 projected pick for a couple years for this draft is Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon, right? Dude's an absolute dog, 6'5", 260. He's built like somebody that you don't want to hit you, and he run like a 4.5 40, right? Like, dude's an absolute animal. He had a few injuries this year, but still has like 7.5 sacks, missing 3 games. So I'll let you know how well he gets after the passer. And I think that's a guy that, like, whoever gets him, or Aiden Hutchinson, again, like if somebody was like, well, I like Aiden Hutchinson, or I wouldn't argue with him. But like for me, those are the top 2, and I will give a slight edge to Kayvon Thibodeau because he's done it at a higher level, more consistently for a little bit longer than Aiden Hutchinson.
I love that. And last Saturday last Friday or Saturday, I believe it was, family and I went out for some sushi, man, and I was watching the Oregon State versus Oregon game, and the dude's just everywhere.
All over the place.
Someone runs off the 5 route or the 5 gap, he's there. So someone is taking there on the 0 gap, he's there. I mean, he's everywhere that you need to be. I mean, he's fast, he's quick, his presence, man. He's somebody who could start the NFL today.
Absolutely.
I mean, just absolute amazing. And just and again, there's Hutchinson as well too. But for me, I would go with Thibodeau just because, like I said, he's been doing it for a longer time, so there's a lot more tape on him. We know these areas of opportunity. We know all these different things, but taking and watching him, man, I get like Joey Bosa vibes, man, in college, man. Just he's everywhere, man, and you love to see it. Except maybe I was argue Thibodeau's more athletic. So, Very exciting.
Hey, Doug, what you just said, bro, like this is what I would tell you, right? I think Aiden Hutchinson has Joey Bosa vibes, and that's what we're talking about, the number 2 pass rusher. Okay. I'm looking at I look at Thibodeau as more of like a Myles Garrett type. Like I in my opinion, right? Him coming out.
So I respect it. Yeah.
But think about that. I got to pick from a Bosa or Myles Garrett. Like that's a very good problem to have.
Darn.
Yeah, right. Like you're like, oh man, I got Joey. I didn't get Myles Garrett. But like those two guys are gonna. I'm very very excited to see them play in the NFL, and I think they're going to be causing people problems for a long time. And I just have prayers up for whoever goes to the Lions, because I think one of those two will be in Detroit. And yeah, that's just going to be not good.
Just keep pounding, brother.
Just keep pounding.
Well, hey, sometimes when you're on with really bad teams, man, there's opportunities to get a massive payday one day and to change a culture, man. I mean, the first round pick is a special pick. We've seen people like Ryan Leaf absolutely flop, and we've seen people absolutely triumph at the first overall pick, man. So it's going to be exciting, man. I mean, just overall, the draft time, I tell people it's like Christmas time for me, man, because I wake up extra early in the morning. I'm excited. And the draft ain't on until like 7:38 or whatever at night. I'm just pumped up and looking forward to it, man. I'm excited for my friends, man. I'm excited for my Dolphins, man. I'm excited for everybody, man. So the draft is a really, really special time, man. So, anywho, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. We got a lot more draft content, recaps, narratives, storylines. We'll try to keep it exciting for y'all.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, King Crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy, throw it down, yeah, I'm ill, not my will, don't cop a fill the house, listen to the roaring crowd, drop a light, calm it down, Heisman, all the haters mouth, superhero hit them, wow, packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow, touchdown for the win, we live, subscribe right now.